Hi guys, so I thought I'd do something a little bit different and do a workshop tour video. We moved into this workshop over Christmas time and just about getting things kind of set up and finalised now, so I thought you might like to see the setup and some of the machines we got. That's enough of looking at my face. So here's a kind of broad stroke of the setup, quite compact really, but a nice little layout altogether. That's going to be my boat building space when I get one up here. So we'll start over here with a drill press. This is a jet drill press, currently set up for doing floating shelves, so we've got this big kind of bench attachment on there. Next on round we've got a little wood shredder, so all of our offcuts go into there and then feed into the extraction system. So heads up and across, and then the extraction system is linked straight into a briquette press. So this turns all of our sawdust into little wood briquettes basically. And then we sell them for firewood in sealed bags. So all of our waste kind of goes out in one format, which is quite nice. So next on round then is the Axminster drum sander. So nice bit of kit. You probably would have seen that in my steering wheel video if you watched that one. It's got two sanding drums inside. You can put different grits on each one, and the bed kind of winds up and down for different thicknesses, so you can finish wood to a really accurate thickness, even down to sort of 1/2 mm veneers, which is quite nice. On next to that we've got the old Wadkin planer. It's a bit of a beast, this one. It's about 1960 I think, so quite an old machine, but really solid, really well made, and still kind of holds its own. When we moved it, we had to take these beds off, and it actually took 4 of us just to lift one bed, so it kind of shows you how heavy that machine is. We took the beds off just to strip the weight down a bit so we could get it moved more easily, so it's quite a beast. And it's got a 24-inch blade, so you can surface plane and thickness 24-inch wide boards, which is quite handy to have. On round from that is a Wadkin panel saw. Kind of condensed this down a little bit now, so it hasn't got the frame on the side, but still got the sliding table. That's a nice little thing to have. On from that we're into the sanding machines. So we've got a jet belt sander there, which is kind of can be altered in all different directions. It's quite good for doing scarves and things as well, actually. And then you can use the end if you need to do rounded parts, so that's quite handy. Next on from that is a jet bobbin sander. So it's kind of the more detailed stuff that you can't do really on the end of the belt sander. On from that is the Unosand brush sander. You probably would have seen that also in the steering wheel video. It's got these sort of brushes and soft, like flappy abrasive surface basically. So it's really good for sanding uneven things and just denibbing the edge slightly, for all kinds of odd shapes. So that's good. Saves you a lot of hand sanding, that one. Onto the CNC machine. So it's a Ceamax CNC 8x4 size table, so it'll do a full 8x4 sheet and anything up to 200 mm high. So pretty capable machine. It's only a Chinese made one, but it's really nice nonetheless. Certainly does the job. You see the vacuum pump there, so it's got a vacuum bed on it, so you can hold down things whilst you're cutting them and isolate it into all different zones, which you can see down there. Got a little bench in the corner, which will probably end up being my engine building corner, I expect, out of the way. Festool router table. So that's got all kinds of attachments and things, sliding table that go on it, and fences and stuff, as you can see at the top. Again, use that quite a bit in the steering wheel video. It's a pretty versatile piece of kit. The Craig pocket hole machine. This is a bit of a odd thing you might not have seen much before. For drilling pocket holes, so you can see it's got a pocket holing drill in there that comes in at an angle for doing joints like screwed butt joints, or they use them a lot on kind of table frames, things like that. So that's a good bit of kit. I use that quite a lot every day actually on my sort of normal kind of work. Clamps, lots of clamps, you can never have enough of those. And then the chop saw table, so that's a Kapex KS120. Really nice chop saws actually. These are quite accurate because you've got this dial. We do a lot of bevel cut stuff, so you turn this handle and it adjusts the head angle, so really nice in that respect. Pretty good workshop saw all in all, that thing. Sander underneath, by far the best DA sander I think is the Mirka CEROS, which unfortunately they've just discontinued I think, but luckily I've still got this one. I've used that pretty much every day for about 4 or 5 years now I think, and it's well worn but still doing good. On round a bit further is the lathe. Don't use this very much, to be honest. It was my granddad's lathe and I inherited it from him, but I've never really done more than had a little play with it, so that's kind of waiting there for another day, a bit more time when it comes around. More clamps, the big Bessie sash clamps there. Back around to another chop saw bench, another kind of setup really with the same sander and extractors underneath. And that's about it then, that's pretty much everything. Got the wood rack over there, I missed that actually. So kind of little bits on the left hand side and then full length sheets at the top. So there we go, there's the little workshop setup. Thought it might be interesting for you to see.